What's up, guys? Bob Buskirk here at ThinkComputers, and today we're doing our installation in the Nanoxia Deep Silence 1 case. So we have our hardware here. This is a normal Z77 setup. So we have our motherboard, smaller CPU cooler. We have a 1000 watt power supply, a Radeon HD 6950. We have a normal 3.5-inch hard drive, a 2.5-inch solid state drive, and our Blu-ray drive. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be installing is our motherboard. Now the standoffs are not installed, so you're going to need to pre-install those yourself. Also, Nanoxia does not include the little standoff key that allows you to install these easily, so you have to pretty much install them with your finger and tighten them like that. I would have liked to see that little key installed. It just makes things so much easier. But let's just go ahead and put our motherboard in and see how we fit here. Just like that. In all of our holes, I'm looking here. Get them lined up. Everything lines up pretty much perfectly, so you just go ahead and you're going to secure your motherboard with screws. Now we're moving on to hard drive installation, and you have quite a lot of room here and quite a lot of room to install hard drives. Trays just easily come out, just like this. Again, support for 2.5-inch and 3.5-inch hard drives, and unlike many of the newer cases, you're going to be screwing these in. So there are 4 holes for 3.5 drives, and there's 4 holes for 2.5-inch drives. So what you're going to do is you make sure your ports are, towards the back of the case, and you're going to put this on here. And they do have these rubber grommets right here, if you can see that. These rubber grommets, they're going to help with, vibration and everything from these. And what you're going to do is you're going to line up these holes. If I can find them here, here we go. Line up these holes just like that. You guys can see that. Line up the holes just like that with the back of your 3.5-inch drive. And then 2.5, it's the other holes. So these holes, these don't have grommets on them, but of course, 2.5-inch solid state drives have no moving parts, so you're not going to have all that vibration. But those line up just like that, and of course you're going to secure both of these with screws. So now we have both of our drives installed here. As you can see, screws are installed, so they're just as easy to put back in. You sort of just line them up here, like that, and slide them back in, and they will lock in place. Same thing with our 2.5. You can see, installed, and easily slide like that and lock right into place. Nanoxia has made optical drive installation very simple. All of the bay covers have these little pull-out tabs that just allow you to, take the bezel cover right off, so you don't actually have to remove the front of the case or anything like that to install your optical drive. So take your drive here, simply just slide it in, and you want to make sure it goes all the way back in. And I'm going to move this over here to the side so you guys can see the toolless system. And normally a lot of these toolless systems you would just kind of press over and it would be locked, but of course you can see we're not locked in at all. What you actually do is you press it in and then push it over, and it locks your drive right into place, as you can see right there. So that is pretty easy. I do like the toolless system, works very well. It's on all 3 of the optical drives. So let's just go ahead and install our power supply and video card, and we'll be done. Power supply installation should be fairly simple. Now there are a couple of things here. One, this plastic piece can be removed if you would like to remove it. It is to move your hard drive cages down, but if you don't want it there, you just take out screws on the bottom of the case and it can be completely removed. Another thing is, with most power supplies, they sit flush to the motherboard tray back here, but in this case, you'll see that you actually don't sit flush right against the back here. So it's kind of tricky the first couple times you may try to install this power supply, but it does go in pretty easily. You just have to line up the holes and make sure that these little rubber feet don't move. They are just on here with some sticky tape, so you have to kind of worry about that. But let's go ahead and put our power supply in here and get it under that lip a little bit, and we move it back here, and we're pretty much installed. You want to line up everything, so we're pretty much lined up. And as you can see, that lip right here, and there is about, I would say, a 1/2 inch of space between your actual power supply and the motherboard tray. So it's not like a lot of other cases. This case is a little bit wider, and that's for different water cooling options up top here. But everything does go in pretty well. We're just going to secure with screws, run all of our cables, and we'll be pretty much done. All right, now you can see we have pretty much everything installed here. The only thing I really didn't show was our video card installation. This uses simple thumb screws on the expansion slot, so you just throw it in there. We've routed all of our cables. The front here looks very nice. Everything's routed on the back side. Very clean, very nice. I didn't really run into any issues whatsoever when it came to installation. I'm going to flip this over to the back so you can see all of our cables. We have quite a lot back there, actually. This here, so you can see there is, a good amount of cables back here. They do include cable ties, and of course you have all the places on here where you can tie up all of your cables. Also, there is the included fan controller, which we went over in our overview video, and all that is, there's two different channels. So there's channel A and channel B, and you get 3 connections for each one. So I have this one plugged into fan B1, there's B2, B3, and then there's another lead that has A1 through 3. So you can connect up to 6 fans to the fan controller. Also, I didn't have any issues routing my CPU power cable. I thought this lip right here might actually get in the way, but it didn't whatsoever. It was really easy to get that up through there. I also, routed my exhaust fan power cable right through there too. Everything went really well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the side panel back on, and we're going to turn the system on. So now it's that moment of truth when you're going to turn your system on. So let's go ahead and power our system on. And you may be wondering, did it turn on, didn't turn on? There is a little green illumination around the power button, so that's how we know it's on. But besides that, it's very quiet. I'll let you listen. And you can see it is very quiet. Now, I can go ahead and the fans are on low right now. I can turn them all the way up to high. And there is a slight little bit of noise, but not really, especially if I have this closed. Not a lot of noise, which is perfect. Even if I open the top up here, there still really is not a lot of noise whatsoever. All of our fans are connected to the fan controller, which makes it very convenient, especially if it's at night, you can turn them down. But even with the fans all the way up, this case is extremely silent, which is perfect for a bedroom, dorm room, or if you're just really nitpicky and you want a really silent case. It's sleek, it's completely silent, it's a really great case. Great case for water cooling, great case for pretty much any type of system builder, as well as our installation was very simple. So that basically wraps it up for our installation on the Nanoxia Deep Silence 1. Check back very soon on ThinkComputers for our full written review of the product. If you have any questions about installation or what may fit, what may not fit in the case, leave them in the comments below, and we'll catch you guys later.